Hey guys, it's Will, and I'm back with a new video, this time to talk about my latest haul from a record show. And they usually have a record show here in Atlanta about once every 2 months or so. And it's basically just a bunch of dealers that get together at the conference room of a hotel, and they sell a bunch of their records as well as some CDs. And I've been to some of these record shows in the past. And if you're a big time collector of rare records, I really recommend that you find some of these record shows, because you can find a lot of rare stuff, or if you're looking for something in particular, you might be able to ask some of these dealers to get it for you. So it is highly recommended that you go to some of these record shows. The only thing is that, like I said, I've been to some of these record shows in the past, and I usually don't pick up that much vinyl there. And the reason is because the prices are just over the top, in my opinion. It's just they're overcharging for a lot of these records, especially nowadays with the current vinyl hype. I think they're just charging too much. So what I usually do is I go there just to buy a bunch of CDs. If you're a CD collector like myself, or if you're trying to build up your CD collection, I recommend that you go to pick up a bunch of CDs, because the prices that they're charging for CDs is almost ridiculously cheap. You can find CDs at record shows for $2 for $5 or $4, and if you buy more, or if you buy a bunch more from the same dealer, you might be able to get even a better deal. And they have good stuff. They have new promo copies of CDs from radio stations. They have CDs that are used or in really good condition as well, and they sell it for really cheap. So, and like I said, you might be able to negotiate a better price from the dealers themselves. But in this record show in particular, in January 2016, I actually was able to find some vinyl at a reasonable price. I bought a couple of LPs and also one 7-inch single. And as usual, I also picked up a bunch of CDs. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so the first vinyl record that I was able to pick up at the record show is actually by one of my favorite bands ever. And when I saw it at the record show, I couldn't believe it, because I didn't have it in my collection, and it's a little bit hard to find, especially an original copy of the Ramones with Animal Boy. And I found it for a pretty good price. They usually sell the Ramones album for $30 or more. This one was $20. And this one is from 1986 on Sire Records. There's the back. An original press, and here's the record itself with the Sire Records label. And yeah, like I said, I didn't have this one in my collection, so I really needed it. I'm a big time Ramones fan, and for a record that was released in the mid to late 80s by the Ramones, this is actually one of their best ones, I think. Obviously it's not their best. I think their best albums are from the first 3 or 4 albums, but this one is not bad. A lot of people don't like a lot of the 80s Ramones, but this one is pretty good. It has a lot of classic songs, like Somebody Put Something in My Drink, Animal Boy, Love Kills, Mental Hell, My Brain is Hanging Upside Down. A lot of really cool Ramones songs in here, especially my favorite has to be Love Kills, which is a song sang by Didi Ramone. Really great and catchy song by the Ramones. And as you can see, Marky Ramone wasn't in the band anymore at this point, so they had Richie Ramone here filling up for Marky. And as most people know, Marky came back later on in the next few records. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out a short clip from Animal Boy.
He's got so many problems, you can count them one by one. He's a filthy, stupid ape man. He never has any fun. He lives in the jungle, in a cave by a hill.
Alright, that was the Ramones with a short clip from 8 Man Hop from Animal Boy. And my next record that I picked up at the record show is Lou Reed with Rock and Roll Animal. and this one came out in 1974 on RCA Records. There's the back with the track list, the credits, and inside you get a gatefold with a picture of the band. This is a live album, and the band playing live in New York City, and the credits and in the gatefold as well. The record came in, as you can see, the cover itself is really beat up. It has some ring wear, but the record itself is in beautiful condition, and came with the RCA labels. You play as you can see, the record itself it looks really good. And I will say I was never a huge Lou Reed solo fan. I'm a big fan of the Velvet Underground, but I never really liked Lou Reed as a solo artist very much. But I actually found this same record, Rock and Roll Animal, a few years ago at the thrift store, and of course I had to pick it up because it was only $1, and it does have some Velvet Underground cover songs, or I guess they're not really covers because they're Lou Reed songs, but it does have some Velvet Underground songs like Heroin and White Light, White Heat, and I did like it. I liked it a lot, so I really enjoyed this album, Lou Reed with Rock and Roll Animal. The thing is that my old copy that I had from this record, it's completely beat up. It's even more beat up than this one. The cover has some really bad ring wear, and as well some seam splits, and the record itself is even scratched up, and it sounded really noisy. So when I saw this one for a good price, even though the cover is beat up, the record is in really good shape, so I could use a replacement copy. But anyways, one thing that I did notice about this album is that when I listened to my alt copy, the very beginning of the album is very, very noisy. So I thought it was because of my old record itself that it was just scratched up. But then when I listened to this same record, the record itself looks okay, but the very beginning of the album sounds very, very noisy as well. And it gets a lot better throughout the album, but the very beginning you can hear a lot of noise. So I first thought it was the noise from the scratches from the record, but apparently it's something to do with the recording, maybe, I don't know. So I would ask anyone here in the vinyl community if they own this record, Lou Reed with Rock and Roll Animal. Let me know if you have any issues with noise at the very beginning of the album. I would love to know. But anyways, a great find from Lou Reed with Rock and Roll Animal. Okay, next I picked up also a 7-inch single, and this one is The Who, classic band, and this one is called You Better You Bet, and this one is from 1981 from Warner Brothers Records, and a good deal. I found it for $2. It has the picture sleeve with the band and the artwork, and it's backed with a song called The Quiet One. Two really good Who songs. So I'm a big fan of The Who, so I was happy to find this one. The vinyl itself came in with the Warner Brothers labels, and this one does play really well. No surface noise on this one. I love this song by The Who. What else can I say about this song? It's just a classic. If you're into The Who, make sure that you check out this, or try to find this single, You Better You Bet. Anyways, that's actually all the vinyl that I picked up at the record show this time. Now I'm gonna show you some of the CDs that I found. Like I said, you can find a bunch of CDs for really cheap. And the first one is this one. Sorry for all the noise, but this one came in a digipack, and this one is Dilly Dally with the album Soar. It's a fairly new release. It came out in just last year in 2015 on Partisan Records. Came in with the hype sticker. This was a brand new. I think it's a promo copy because the barcode is scratched up. But it's a radio promo copy of Soar. But it has all the songs, and also came in with all the artwork. Came in a digipack with the artwork and the CD, of course, brand new condition. Also came in with the little poster of the artwork, the full artwork of Soar. And in the back you get all the lyrics with some pictures of the band. And honestly, I didn't know much about this band until I got it. I saw that it was recommended by Dave Splash from the Dark Stuff. He put it in his list of top 20 albums of 2015, and I did check it out on the internet, and I did like it. And I told myself I have to pick me up a copy of the Dilly Dally with Soar. It does remind me a little bit of old school Hole from back in the 90s, but it is really good, kind of like grungy / punk rock combined with a little bit of indie rock, female vocals. It's highly recommended. I did enjoy this CD a lot. Again, Dilly Dally with Soar. Let's actually go ahead and check out the short clip from Soar. And that was Dilly Dally with the song called Desire. A really great song from Soar from 2015. Okay, up next I also picked up another CD, and this one is Frank Black with The Cult of Ray. And this one came out in 1996 on American Records or American Recordings. And I'm a big Pixies and Frank Black fan, so I had to pick this one up. I didn't have it. There's the back. And the CD again with the American Records logo. This was a used CD, but in really good shape, almost new, from 1996. Came in again with the poster of the artwork, very minimalistic, I guess, for Frank Black. And the back also came in with the lyrics and a picture of his band. Really good album. I didn't listen to this one before. I listened to just a few of their songs in the past, and I did like the whole album. It was a little bit punkier. He has a little bit of a punkier sound in this one compared to his other albums as a solo artist, and I did like it a lot. I didn't like it as much as Teenager of the Year, but this one was pretty good. If you're a big fan of alternative rock, check out Frank Black with The Cult of Ray. Now let's actually go ahead and check out a short clip from The Cult of Ray.
When I didn't even know one word, I don't wanna hurt you, not every single time, no. I just seem to hurt you every single time. I wish you could be what's the name.
Alright, next I also picked up a CD by The Dead Weather, and this one is called Whorehound, and this one came out in 2009 on Third Man Records. Sorry for all the glare. In the back is a picture of the band with a track list, and this is actually the very first album by The Dead Weather. As you may know, this is the supergroup formed by Jack Black, and features Alison Mosshart from The Kills and vocals. And the CD booklet came in with some artwork, the track list, and lyrics. Really cool. I actually haven't listened to this one before, but I did like their latest release, Dodge and Burn, and so I had to pick this one up when I saw it on the record show. And this one was a used copy, but in really good condition. And very garage rock oriented album. Not very different to what their last album sounds like, but it's great. I love it. I love their style. It's actually my favorite of the Jack Black side projects. So if you're into this kind of, or White Stripes kind of Third Man Records kind of music, alternative rock, you will definitely like the Dead Weather. And this one is called Whorehound from 2009. Okay, and last but not least, I also picked up one more CD, and I've been looking for this one quite a lot in the last few months. I actually found this one in one of my library runs. I listened to it and I just loved it, and I told myself I have to pick this one up either on CD or on vinyl next time I go to a record show, or to a record store. So I was very excited when I saw it. This one is Ryan Adams with his self-titled album, and this one came out not so long ago in 2014 from Pax Am Records. And as you can see, this is the promo copy, or like the radio promo copy of the album, and the back with the track list. As you can see, the the barcode is scratched out, punched out at least. And this album rocks. It kicks ass. It's by far one of the best albums of the last few years. It's just Ryan Adams with his guitars, straight out good rock and roll. You'll definitely enjoy this one if you're into rock and roll. The booklet comes in with the lyrics, pictures of him playing in his own studios at Paxam Records. So it is highly recommended if you're into, like I said, any kind of rock and roll. You definitely like Ryan Adams with his self-titled album. Great album, great rock and roll. But anyways, that's all I really picked up at this record show. I do have some other records that I picked up at different places, and I'll be showing you those in the next few videos. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and take care, VC. Bye bye.